Good evening. I've thought about making a video, listening to Christmas music. I been a pastor for, since 2003, right? 2003. Yeah. And not a good one, I mean, not a fancy one with a church and a building and all that kind of stuff, but I just when God spoke to me, He told me He wanted me to feed and gather the least of men. And so I started out just feeding homeless people out of the back of my truck. And then a little while went by, I got into a building, and I started an actual homeless shelter in Hillsboro, Oregon, where I'm from. I live right now on the same farm that I lived when I was born. So in June, I will have been on that same piece of dirt for 50 years. Anyway, stuff happened in about 2009. We closed the doors on the shelter. There was a lot of corruption. We were always, scrimping and saving and, looking lots of places to find money to pay bills, electricity and rent and things like that. And homeless folks, they don't have, the ties weren't super thick. I've never been a big fan of money. Unfortunately, some people are. And I closed the doors. It was summertime, and one of the other pastors had a little legal problem that came up. Actually, I think it was more of a moral problem, but he got into legal problems because of it. And I just didn't want to stand by him, didn't want to be a part of what he was involved in, and tried to separate myself. And shortly after that, my wife and I got divorced. That's kind of another long story. And I kind of felt like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, or maybe I thought I was supposed to be doing something, and I wasn't sure. I was a little confused. My faith wasn't in jeopardy in any way. In fact, I talked to God a lot, almost like He's right here, but it's my dogs. Trump, say hello. Anyways, anyhow, so I moved back to my family's farm a number of years after the divorce. Ended up with a girl that I'd known for a long time, and we probably should have, she probably was the one that I should have married in the first place, and I was impatient and young, and I don't even have excuses anymore. Anyway, we've been friends for like 30 years, and now we're married, and our anniversary is coming up here, in a couple weeks, the day before New Year's. Anyhow, that's not the reason for the video. I'm just trying to tell you who I am. And I've been watching Sage Wanderer on here, and Denise Matho, and a few other channels. The Marine, what's that retired Marine's name? Steve Motley Crue. Been watching him. He's a good guy too. Anyways, the QAnon stuff, the truth is coming out. Some of us have known the truth for a long time. Some of us are just figuring it out. Anyway, so I'm in bed tonight, going to sleep. Got my dogs all in bed with me. My wife said her her company's Christmas party. And there's a knock on the door, which is unusual. Unless somebody needs something, a power cord, or get into one of the showers or something like that. Anyway, it's dark, and I go to answer the door. It is the police, serving me with a restraining order. One of the homeless women that I came to come live at our farm, well, she had some more connections than that. She was my buddy who lives out there, him and his wife. Their son passed away a year ago, a little more than a year ago. His name was Adam. He's a good guy, a good friend of mine. Anyway, Alicia Wisby was his old lady. He made a baby with her. They lived up in Washington. When Adam died, she started playing games with Wyatt, which is their son, and my buddy and his wife. So basically she was, extorting money from them, and Adam's real dad, Adam's birth father as well, extorting money from him from California or Texas, I don't recall. Anyway, so when she originally came to the farm, she had just lost her home. And this is what the story I was told anyways, we were told. That she had cancer, and she had like a few months to live. And I said, well, gosh, and then we found out she had a motorhome of her own, so it wasn't even like I needed to provide a place for her to live. She was bringing her own place, and she would bring Wyatt, okay? And so that was the ulterior motive there. But she uses Wyatt like a tool against Don and Leva, against everybody really, that cares. Anyway, Alicia went and lied and said that I threatened to burn her motorhome with her in it. And so I got served with a restraining order tonight and made to leave my property. And so I'm at the courthouse now, just hanging out, because in the morning I got to go in there and say, look here, this stuff's wrong. And maybe they'll let me go home by the grace of God. I'm gonna pray a lot tonight. I don't have nothing else to do. Hang out with my pooches. Paige and Indiana Jones are back there in the back too. Indiana? Indiana Jones? Hey. Indiana. I only got a glimpse of you there. Indiana Jones. Paige, can you see? Can't see Paige. She's way over there. No. Anyways, they love me. All right, so that's pretty much the end of that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. This is my first video. And I've learned a few things by watching other people. Steve Motley, I've learned to not go over 15 minutes. I'm not going to do any commercials on my page unless Winchester. How's that? Ooh, Colt. Anyway, Ruger. Ha. So anyways, the cops wouldn't let me grab my bug out bag. That was the last video of Sage's I watched tonight. Sage Wanderer. Anyway, I guess I'm going to end this video just before 10 minutes. I'm getting over a cold and sickness, illness. My throat's still a little bit raspy. It's probably good for me to be out in this night air, and get some freshness in me. Be homeless for a day or two, Maybe God's trying to show me something. I definitely take it as a blessing, because it's the only way I can take it. It's what I got to do. Anyways, God bless all of you. God save our republic. And hoorah. Good night, all.